joining us. We're having today Jenna, our esteemed VP to be.
Very happy to be here and talk about what we have in store next.
There you go, and thank you for being here with us. Today we will discuss in our podcast standalone personal cyber policy. A standalone personal cyber policy exists because homeowners and renters insurance policies were not designed to cover digital risk. They are great at covering fires, theft, or liability, but cyber losses is a different animal. So instead of trying to squeeze cyber insurance into an existing policies, carriers nowadays created separate policies that actually fit the risk much better. Before we begin, I would like to clarify a point that often arises from in conversation with our insureds, where many of them assume that having a solid homeowner insurance or renter insurance policy automatically protect them from cyber risk, which we finding oftentimes that that's not the case. So we're seeing a lot of statistics nowadays that shows roughly 1 in 3 homes with computers are being affected with malware. Right? With thousands of social medias, accounts are compromised every day, and consumers are losing billions with a B annually to online fraud. And online frauds can vary from, email phishing, spearheading, and whatnot. So the real question that we have is: are real personal line policies built to handle modern cyber risk, or is it just as a gap that people need to realize that this gap exists? So, Jenna, do personal lines policies, homeowners insurance already include cyber coverage?
So it's a very small, simple, non-broad form where it covers maybe some identity theft, and it has like a sublimit. I mean, some of the sublimits I've seen is 10,000, 15,000, some even 5,000 to identity theft. But when you look at it, cyber risk is not just identity theft. Especially nowadays, if you have a social media platform and you have, it's taken you years to get your hundreds of thousands of followers, million followers, even to 5,000 followers. As soon as someone hacks into your social media account, there goes your stream of business, if that's how you're doing your business. So it's not just the risk of, someone hacking into your account and getting your identity to use your credit card, but there's also your work status and social status that goes into that. And no, homeowners insurance was not formed or made with these extensive coverages included, especially because this is a trend we've been seeing within the last few years.
And besides, homeowner insurance and renters insurance were designed specifically for fire hazard, right? Trip and fall.
Exactly. Pipe bursting, vandalism,
exactly.
Wind, smoke damage, stuff like that. So definitely cyber is something new into existence that is a big part of our everyday lives now.
So it seems to me that you alluding to the fact that cyber insurance is needed, even for the home insurance. So let me ask you a question. So we, for instance, have our agency. We have cyber liability insurance, right?
Yes, we do.
We better, right? We're preaching and we, right? So what I'm saying is, so what if I do have one and I'm using even in my home, and it's on my computer, I have coverage at work, so it may not work, right? I still need to have one for my home purposes, right?
So your coverage at work is going to cover work-related documents, work-related information that is crucial that belongs to the business.
Right.
So we all have our online banking accounts. We all have our cloud storage. Our pictures we save, our personal files. A lot of people got rid of the filing system and everyone's saving everything digitally.
Mm-hmm.
So has nothing to do with work.
Right.
There's no coverage.
Right. Especially when we have our pictures on the cloud,
Exactly.
And boom, one day. So cyber risk is become personal financial exposure as well, not just for corporate one.
Absolutely.
That's what we're saying.
And a lot of days now, like I said earlier, social media platform is a big thing. So if you're streamlining income from your social media platform, something happens to your account, literally you have to start your account over and recollect your followers and all this stuff. And it's a lot to go through that will affect anyone's personal or business for that matter.
So what standalone personal cyber insurance policy coverage is available? And is it just for identity theft insurance? Because we touched about identity theft.
Yeah, so it includes identity theft, but it's not conclusive just for that. It also includes data recovery. So if you lose something, there's a whole process of getting something back. And it's so funny because we are affiliated with such prestigious governmental entities and everything. It's only until then I found out all the resources that are out there that you can actually go after and start taking recovery for whatever you do lose. So one of the important factors is actually if you do get hacked or phished or anything with your personal identity stuff, your online stuff you have saved, you actually within the 24 to 48 hours, a lot of the times if money, for example, is retrieved from your online banking, it can most likely be traced and retrieved. So it's so important for people to even know the education on that you just need to know the right people. Right. You need to know the directions on what to do if you do become a victim. And not a lot of people know these steps on where to go, what to do. If I didn't know any better, I would think, I call 911, I just got hacked. Like, what do you do? But we have the resources for that. And there, as long as you act efficiently, it can be done. And you do have these resources, obviously, with your personal cyber policy. Right. That's the main factor. So, it covers the online fraud, phishing, identity theft exposures, data recovery, your privacy liability it's going to cover. And one huge factor actually now that's become such a trend that unfortunately it's become a trend, is cyberbullying, because it's the new thing to worry about, right. Especially if there's minors at home. There's these games that they play on platforms that anyone can really be sitting behind the screen. And it has a lot of consequences, this cyberbullying does, and it does more damage than we can comprehend, right. Both mentally and emotionally for the whole family. Right. So this policy is actually, having a personal cyber policy would be conclusive of also.
And cyberbullying is not part of your homeowner insurance too, right?
I mean,
so if I really kind of sum it up, we will talk about more in extensive about cyberbullying. But cyberbullying with the incidents will cover not just the adults at the house, will also cover the minors at the house.
Absolutely.
Okay, and so the coverage limit would be what, up to $1 million normally? What do we see? $1 million starting at. Premium of what, $500, $1,000 for per million?
You can get pretty much about $1 million annual aggregate limit, mm-hmm. for more or less around $500 a year. There are lower limits available too. There are higher limits, right. But it's not something that's going to burn your pocket if you think about it. There's all these subscriptions. Right. We get to listen to our music and to monitor this and that. But this is something that, you never really see the damages of what effect it has on you until you're actually affected by it. Cyberbullying, for example, emotional damage. How much does it cost to go to a therapist? At least $200 an hour, just right there.
I go to therapy without cyberbullying.
So, don't we all?
Every day, twice a day. Yes. Yeah, so it's worth it.
So it's very minimal cost for the amount of protection that it could give you, definitely.
Yeah, right. But we'll touch about cyberbullying a little bit more.
Absolutely,
into
yeah.
And maybe you can bring them the example of what is it called, the blocks things. But we're not going to run it. So really quick question. So what happens if someone's data or if it's someone else's data that they insured responsible for, and it get exposed? What how is that the insured is being indemnified? Or
So depending obviously on what kind of the claim situation is, whether if you're the victim or something that you did actually sent someone else a virus and someone else got affected, it's going to cover you both ways. So it's going to cover you as the insured, and it's also going to have coverage for the third party for something that you may have unintentionally caused to do. And so it's going to cover the breach cost, breach events cost, and obviously it covers defense. If you were in the need to have defense provided for you,
it's very expensive.
I mean, we all know attorneys are.
Attorney fees are high.
And it's also going to cover the settlements and judgments too.
Right.
So. Whatever the loss is and the outcome of that, it's going to cover up to that, up to your policy limit.
Right.
It'll cover that. It covers nonprofit board members if applicable.
Which is very important for people who works and serve on a board
Yeah,
of directors at the nonprofit organization. That's
exactly.
Right. That's right.
It will even also cover volunteers, volunteer coaches, and really anyone in your household that has been hit with getting this personal data, either taken away from them, damaged, or affected. It's going to cover all of that.
And all of the above is normally being excluded from your typical homeowners and renters insurance.
It's just a different animal.
That's right.
We're talking about a zebra and a monkey.
We did.
So it's,
I must have missed that part. Yes, that's right. So, really quick. So, does standalone personal cyber insurance policy pay for ransom demands, or only for ransom demands?
not only for ransom demands, but they do have an IT department that does negotiate. And not only do they negotiate, they also restore access and try to bring you back to where you were before you were victimized. So, and it also covers related recovery costs for whatever it might be, the expense out of pocket to recover from the loss.
So also maybe we can also say forensics as well, right? Like part of the IT.
Forensics, investigation,
Investigations and everything, right?
and all that stuff. It's going to be included.
Now, it also, as far as I understand, it's also including if there would be a case where you would ask your bank or for any financial institution to indemnify you, where the bank or any financial institution would refuse to.
Mm-hmm.
That policy would come into aid, right? Would indemnify you.
Absolutely.
Right.
So the way it works is if the first party, in this case, say if it's the bank, they would be the one to indemnify you for whatever limit they might, indemnify you even a certain dollar amount, but not for the full thing.
Right.
There's always, little gaps where, you didn't notify us in this amount of time.
Right,
You
right.
should have locked your this and that, change your password. So that's where the policy will kick in and pretty much take over and cover the expense of whatever, the first party
So
did
if
do.
it's so in other words, if it's the financial institution, let's say, fault, and they refuse to pay, then the policy would pay.
The policy would pay, and then after it's the insurance company's job to go ahead and try to subrogate
Against it.
exactly to get their money
third
back.
party.
But most importantly, you have the policy, and you're getting the benefits from the policy
Right.
immediately to recover from your loss.
So we're going to go back to cyberbullying because it's a kind of a very interesting subject,
Very important.
very important one too.
Yeah,
Especially for for the minor at the home at the house.
absolutely.
So, how does a standalone personal cyber insurance policy help with cyberbullying? And maybe just first, really quick, cyberbullying. We said it's an ongoing harassment, right, at work or at a school that is been going on social media, right?
It could be anywhere. It could be
okay.
from school.
Texting.
Obviously, if it's somewhere affiliated with work or school,
Right.
you have third-party liability
Right.
when the school will be involved and work will be involved.
Right.
But when it's on your personal terms, like I have 7-year-old twins that You
They're
know,
only 7, huh?
almost
Almost.
right around the
They
corner.
think they are 13.
But going on 17 actually.
17, yeah.
But they want to play these games where they're interactive with other people. They just started learning how to write sentences, and as if that's not bad enough, they're voice commanding what to text. And I noticed they're communicating with people
Okay.
they're playing with, and I'm like, who are you
It's
guys?
like a chat rooms.
Yeah.
At the games. In the games, right?
Absolutely. And as much as these games are being monitored, there's no way to fully reinsure that there's no weirdos, pedophiles, or anyone pretending to be someone else that they're not,
Right.
going into these chat rooms, and let alone all that exposure is dangerous for someone so young. But you know if anything were to ever happen, this type of policy does include, like I said earlier, it covers the therapy cost. It also would cover temporary relocation if you don't feel safe in your safe place and you need to move. So the coverage also is included for that. It covers for childcare.
Right.
If you need childcare, and you have extra expenses for that.
Removal of content as well.
If
you have to remove the content
exactly
from your social media accounts and stuff like that.
Absolutely, it covers
Which
that.
is very important.
And aside from that, another niche it covers is private tutoring, if the child can't attend school
Okay.
because they've been through an emotional state of mind and the trauma that they've been through. It does cover private education for these kids to take a time out from being in the public while they recover. They don't have to,
Right.
fall back in school, and it covers that too, which is
Very
huge.
important.
It's a huge exposure nowadays, and I can't imagine any household with having minors, not to have it.
All of which is not part of your homeowner insurance or renter's insurance.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, it's not.
Yeah. So insurance as a whole was designed, I like to say it is more of a proactive, but the better way to say it is insurance was built to transfer risk to a third party.
Right.
And that's what happened after the loss has occurred, right? But it doesn't prevent loss. It wasn't designed to be proactive, to help you, to assist you in preventing losses. Well, some of them do, like workers' comp, for instance. You can actually have like other things that can come as tools by the carriers. But for the most part, by and large, most of the insurance policies were designed to be a reactive as a proactive. Only cyber insurance, cyber liability insurance, is kind of have also elements of being proactive. What would be a great example, and how does the cyber liability, the standard personal cyber liability, can help you in being proactive?
That's actually a very good point that you brought up, because a lot of cases you can't be proactive, with what type of damage will happen to your house if it's Mother Nature related. But when it comes to cyber, there's so much resources out there where you can actually clean up and take preventative measures from having something happen to you. So aside from these policies going into place to recover you from a loss or a damage you've had, even before having anything done to you, once you have the policy, you could use it to your advantage and use the programs they have internally to, basically monitor your computer, for example, or your iPads, place dark web monitoring systems.
Very important.
So it eliminates the vulnerability of your electronics having access to the dark webs. You can get that eliminated.
So for the most part, if I understand correctly, you can be proactive by offer slew of tools to the insured and giving them some extra resources. One of them would be monitoring the dark web, which is very important, by the way, because the dark web, I'm not sure if all the audience are aware what it is. It's a section on the internet. I call it like a section on the internet. It's a part of the internet where stolen goods, stolen data, digital data that have been stolen by hackers
Yeah.
are for grab and sell. And so that's the market, like the eBay. Well, I don't use words, right? But that's the place where you sell and buy data. But
Yeah.
which is very, very important. So all of those tools would be designed to reduce the likelihood, right?
Absolutely.
And the severity of losses. So why does it matter?
Because it's the one type of insurance you could actually, I mean, there might be other scenarios and other topics, but in this topic, it's the one thing you can do and use the insurance to be proactive.
Okay.
Buffer up your electronics to be less vulnerable to get attacked from anything. So to get attacked from the dark market monitoring, to get attacked from phishing, to get attacked from other type of cyber things going out there. So these type of policies have particular programs.
Right.
They have reports where they could run a report on your electronics and see how secure are you.
Right.
And there you are going and paying a separate system for antivirus, but you actually have an antivirus type of thing coming with your personal
As a tool, as a resource.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they have different formulas, different type of programs where it acts in the same type of manner.
So in a nutshell, it matters for the early warnings.
Absolutely.
For the being proactive again.
Especially if you have kids at home, you could see how secure your computers and your iPads and laptops are before something happens, as opposed to going through something and then
Almost the same thing that like in a cyber liability insurance on the business side, those carriers, with their resource, they would scan your firewalls for any vulnerabilities. I did it as well. In any event, we will move out of this thing and we're going to move into. So, who is the lucky guys? Who are the lucky ones who qualify for this type of insurance? Can anyone buy it?
Absolutely.
Okay, here you go.
Absolutely. So whoever can, buy anything from, whoever can buy anything online. If you do online shopping, or if you download a game, or if your child's playing a game, anyone that is able to do anything electronically is able to buy it. So pretty much any household.
Okay.
One household member has it, it covers the whole family. That's the great part.
And the application and process is relatively easy because you don't give much information. Well, you give enough information to get coverage, but I'm saying it's not like a whole technology error and omission.
Absolutely. I mean, from my experience, I've seen maybe 1 or 2 page applications, few simple questions, and you get a quote, and that's it.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so we're gonna put the bada bing, bada boom on our website maybe when we'll announce it, and we will put a link so that everyone can go and take a look. So if we really try to sum it up, and thank you again for your time and your expertise, what would be your main takeaway?
My main takeaway is to pretty much protect your family. So we have different things that we think of to protect our family. In this instance, it's protecting not only the homeowners, protects the monetary, the physical safety nest of our family, and pretty much the cyber liability is the safety nest of our electronic liability, of our mental liability. Again, there's a lot of damage that can be done with getting hit by a hacker, getting information stolen. We all have personal memories and things we save, whether if it's pictures or bank account info or any type of personal info. It's just protecting us on the digital side, which is a totally new thing that just came about really within the last decade, if you think about it. But now it's become such a crucial part of our lives where everything is digital. I mean, I did all my shopping this holiday virtually. I didn't go to any store. That's how much of a trend it is. So really, there's different type of things we could protect our family with. This would be the digital way to protect our families. And if you think about it, from a 1-year-old to a senior citizen, everyone's on digital something every day. It's just a part of the new lifestyle we're in now.
So, standard home insurance would protect your house, physical house,
Yeah.
and your liability around the four walls at your house, where the standard cyber liability policy would protect your life online practically.
Exactly.
Right?
Absolutely.
And the exposure that comes from that.
100%.
Okay, that's good. So I think we covered almost everything.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people know about
No, they don't.
this coverage that actually exists. But yeah,
That's a new thing.
yeah.
Relatively
But
new.
$1 million can go a long way, especially if you become a victim of
Sure.
losing your information or your safetyness when
Sure.
it comes to, especially with the cyberbullying. So definitely important for people to look into. I personally have a policy myself, so I would.
So we can cyberbully you.
Please don't. Please don't.
God forbid, no. All right. So with that, we can conclude that it's important. We need to have it. It's covered the
Absolutely.
digital risk,
Yeah.
and living in this digital ecosystem, it's very important.
Yeah, and it's very easy to get. Just go on our website. The application is there. And with any questions, we're always
Sure.
available as well, too.
Sure. And with that, we will end this podcast. Again, thank you so much for being with us, Jenna.
My pleasure. I can't wait for the next one.
You go, right? And so thank you again, and hope to see you guys on our next podcast.
Stay safe out there.
Absolutely. Thank you.